Hey there, it's Josh Blocken from BrazilianGringo.com, and in this video, we're going to talk about the 6 types of people who need to speak perfect Portuguese. Alright, so this video is all about the people who, by nature of their career, if they speak anything less than perfect Portuguese, they're either going to lose their job or they're going to get killed. So if you're one of these people, you need to spend every waking moment possible learning Portuguese. That way you get to that level of perfection. Otherwise, you're going to lose your job or get killed, right? So if you are one of these people, you definitely need to pay attention to this video. And if you are not one of these people, then pay attention anyway because you might have some fun, alright? Alright, so the first step person that needs to speak perfect Portuguese is a politician. So if you are a foreigner who goes to Brazil and you get naturalized and you want to become a politician, then you need to speak perfect Portuguese. You'll just remove every barrier that could get in the way of people understanding you and liking you and trusting you if you speak perfect Portuguese. If they can't determine that you're not from there, or if it's barely perceptible, then they're going to trust you a lot more. Then again, this is Brazil that we're talking about here, where a clown was elected mayor of Aracaju. So anything is possible, but more likely than not, it's going to help your case if you speak perfect Portuguese if you're trying to become a politician. All right, so number 2, CIA agents who are working undercover in Brazil. Look, I don't know what the CIA is doing in Brazil. Nobody from the CIA has ever spoken to me. But let's just say that a CIA agent were to be working in Brazil, they'd need to speak perfect Portuguese or else people are gonna suspect something, right? Like, who's that guy over there who keeps messing with our telephone line? Oh, that's just João. That's what you want people to say. If you give them any reason whatsoever to suspect that you're not Brazilian, maybe you enunciate the wrong syllable at the wrong moment, it's gonna raise some red flags, and that would be kind of messy. So you really want to have your Portuguese perfect before you go, perform in the CIA operations in a foreign country. By the way, this is all hypothetical, of course. This is all just hypothetical. All right? Okay. Moving on to number 3. A naturalized Brazilian citizen who is traveling through the Middle East and doesn't want ISIS to know where they're really from. So, given the state of the world, there are certain nationalities that are just not appreciated in certain places. And if people knew that you belong to that country and you're a citizen of that country, they might want to do something with your head that you didn't have planned for your head. You might want to keep your head and they want to do something else with it. If you're a naturalized Brazilian citizen and they don't know about that other country that you belong to, you're going to be able to keep your head. That's great. You got to speak perfect Portuguese, though. On the off chance that they have somebody there who's been to Brazil and who knows what Brazilian Portuguese sounds like, and they do a quick test and they figure out that you're not actually Brazilian, then off with your head. You don't want that, do you? So you got to have perfect Portuguese. All right, moving on to number 4. Comedians. So if you're a foreigner who moves to Brazil and you want to become a professional comedian, then you really got to speak perfect Portuguese, because at that level, you're going to understand people so well and you're going to be able to hear things they say and really understand the deeper meaning behind it, and then repackage it and throw it back at them in a way that makes them laugh, because you just have so much control over the language that's coming out of your mouth, and you know how it's going to be received by people because you're perfect at speaking Portuguese. It just would help you a lot if you were perfect Portuguese and you were trying to become a comedian in Brazil. All right. There's only a handful of people who really try that, but hey, you wanna be perfect if you're in your Portuguese if you're going down that road. Okay. All right. Number 5, business owners. All right. So Brazil is one of the hardest places to do business in the whole world, and you need every advantage working for you in order to be successful in your new business in Brazil. And especially if you're going to be having a lot of employees, you really need to speak near perfect as Portuguese as possible in order to be successful in that endeavor. If you don't speak perfect Portuguese, or if you're not fluent in Portuguese, then you're going to have a support network of people who are fluent and who you can trust. Otherwise, you're going to have a really hard time making decisions about the direction of your company and effectively leading people. The more people that you encounter on a daily basis in your business, the higher the level of Portuguese that you need to speak in order to be successful, right? I mean, there's no shortage of people who have gone to Brazil and failed their businesses because they didn't understand language, they didn't understand the culture, and they got in trouble from something that could have been avoided if they had spent the time becoming fluent in Portuguese before they went down that path. All right, so don't let that happen to you. Become fluent in Portuguese before you think about starting your business in Brazil. All right. And number 6, high level Portuguese teachers. All right, so if your job is to teach advanced level students how to speak Portuguese, then you need to be as near perfect as possible because you can't teach people to go beyond where you've gone. I mean, it's a very rare teacher who can do that, and especially if you're going to become the face of a Portuguese teaching or learning company, then you need to be pretty near perfect in your Portuguese, or else, the credibility of your organization will be threatened. So make sure that you perfect your Portuguese before you go down that path, or make sure that you're on that path as you're going down that path. All right. All right, so those are the 6 people who need to speak perfect Portuguese. If your goal is to, get to this level, or you have some other reason why you need to speak perfect Portuguese, I'd recommend checking out a course called The Flow of Portuguese. I'll have a link to that down below. For everybody else, really, you gotta calm down. You aren't required to speak perfect Portuguese. I mean, most people, you only need to speak fluent Portuguese, As long as you can get your meaning across and you're accepted by people and you're treated like everybody else, it doesn't matter that you're not like perfect, right? Perfection is such a silly thing that people get in their heads about, and it just prevents you from doing anything at all. So don't worry about perfection. Just get out there and do what you love doing and speak the language that you can and be with the people that you want to be with, and get better over time. But hey, one day if you really want to, you can become perfect. But for most of us, just enjoy life as it is. All right. So hope this video has been fun or entertaining for you. If I missed something, leave a comment down below, and I'll give them an honorable shout out in the next video. If you know anybody who is in need of hearing the message contained in this video, please pass it along to them. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and look forward to more humorous content like this in the future. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. Namaste. Ciao, ciao.